Well, if you guys probably can guess right about now, we're in WrestleMania week, so things could happen. Basically, we can do so much on what events we can definitely cover. Now, there are those I won't be doing maybe afterwards, but I'll try to get those out of the way as soon as possible. But the priority on this one is Ring of Honor. For those who know this, Ring of Honor normally happens on a Thursday, but for whatever reason, they decided to move it on a Thursday instead. This one features many matches. Amongst them is the ROH World Six-Man Tag Team belts on the line. The Von Erichs and Dustin Rhodes defend their belts against MXM Collection and Johnny TV. And we have plenty other matches as well that are taking place. But as I said, we are in WrestleMania week. We're going to be covering two events that recently came out on the 17th of April. The first one is from Pandemonium Pro Wrestling with The House Always Wins. And this took place on the 17th of April. Nothing too special, but there are a lot of talent that you may have seen. We have Miyu Watanabe from Tokyo Show Pro Wrestling, Kevin Blackwood, who else? Mustafa Ali, and various others also you may have seen either in various promotions. And then, of course, we have Prestige Wrestling with Nothing to Lose, also took place on the 17th. This one features, of course, Minoru Suzuki versus Adam Priest. We have a very interesting 8-person tag match, but the main event features the Prestige Championship. Alan Angels, formerly known as Five, defends the championship against Calvin Tankman. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But as always, we'll cap up our episode with news updates to give you guys updates on what's been happening in the world of wrestling, such as what events the promotions are thrown out, who's booked, what matches are set, including developments that are happening in the world of wrestling as we speak. So, let's get ready for another episode of the Lead It Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Hey everyone, welcome to the Lead It Wrestle Zone, all things that is pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, TNA, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, J-Rod here. So, if you are new to the channel, welcome. This is a channel where we do a lot of pro wrestling reviews from various promotions, not only here in the United States, but also in Japan, Mexico, Canada, Europe, the UK. Anywhere in the world where pro wrestling is not as big, but it continues to grow. We also, of course, do discussion videos, talk about various topics such as the wrestlers themselves, the promotions, factions, storylines, whatever we want to talk about. We also, of course, do more news updates. If certain information was unable to be on this episode, we can either put it on the next one or on a separate video by itself. We also, of course, do real-time news updates to keep you guys on alert if something has happened in the world of pro wrestling that needs to be addressed ASAP. We also, of course, got the Unagi Sayaka Watch and various other cool wrestling content as well. So if you like what you see, please subscribe to us or click on that subscribe button. You'll be getting a lot of daily reviews and other cool wrestling content as well. But if you like this episode, please give us a like on the like button or a nice comment in the description down below. Now, enough with the pleasantries. So, in the words of the rock band Queen, the show must go on. So, let's begin with our first review, and this is from the promotion Pandemonium. Okay, Pandemonium Pro Wrestling. Now, this is a promotion I have heard of, but never, I mean, never actually seen their shows. And luckily for me, you can actually see this one for free on their YouTube channel. So if anybody's interested, go check it out. So this one is called The House Always Wins. This took place recently on the 17th of April, which is in Las Vegas. Now, they're not from the Las Vegas area, in case anybody asks. They're only there because of WrestleMania week. So there's plenty talent that they had. So let's start from the very first match. We have, coming from DDT Pro Wrestling, Mao taking on the TNA Knockouts World Champion, Masha Slamovich. Now, many of you would think that Masha shouldn't be wrestling with the man. Well, she's been wrestling with men in the past, not in the major promotion like TNA, but mostly like with independents in the past, which is no different. But one thing that how this match ended, those who ever seen like those moments where okay, the both wrestlers knock each other out at the same time. Well, there was a moment where they do that little kick in their face, but somehow Masha landed on top of Mao, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was done. Next up, we have Ninja Mac versus Mustafa Ali. So yeah, to be fair, I thought because Mustafa was there, I would have assumed that Mike Santana would have been chasing his sorry ass after what he's been doing. But nope, I kind of was disappointed it didn't happen. I mean, it would have been great to continue that story from there, but no. But Ninja Mac, I have to say, was we all know how talented he is. He always tells us, we need to bet on him, and we always do. But however, things do not go well because Mustafa Ali, claiming that people should trust him, well, he put Ninja Mac in the backslide, but he used the rope to his leverage to keep him there. Ref did not see anything, so he walked away dirty with, of course, with the win. But that's who he is, and sooner or later his past is going to catch up to him. Our next match, we have Kingsley taking on High-End. Now, of course, many of you know High-End. You've seen her in the Independents. She's been part of the Ring of Honor promotion a few times and all this, but I wasn't too sure where this is going to go. But it was High-End who picked up the win with the with a similar move like the what's it the Valkyrie Road and Jaded. I don't know what she calls it. That always works in her favor, so that's how she picked up the win. Next up, we have Maya World versus, of course, Miyu Watanabe from Tokyo Pro Wrestling. Nothing too special about it, but of course, many of you probably would expect Miyu would win because she is well recognized in the wrestling world. She, of course, did the giant swing, then a torture rack, but what allowed her to pick up the win is when she applied the teardrop, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, done. Next up, we have Cappuccino Jones versus KZ from Dragon Gate. Nothing too special either, but the match was pretty good. Not to mention, there was a moment where you thought this match would have gone in favor of Cappuccino Jones by he nearly won, but KZ was able to, counter it and then apply an underhook pile driver, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, he won the match. Next up, we have an interesting tag team match. We have, coming from CML and as a member of LIJ, Titan. He teams up with Ben K from a Golden class from Dragon Gate, and they face against Yamato, who also is from Dragon Gate with the group known as Paradox, and he teams up with Bavaro Gavinero from CML. So CMLL. So basically that's how it goes. But I wasn't too sure where this was going to go. But it was Yamato who was able to pick up the win on Ben K, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, over. Next up, we have an interesting women's tag team match. We have Brittany Brooks and Ella Envy taking on Jocelyn Navarro and Becca. So nothing too special about this, but there was some great cohesion coming from Navarro and Becca. Navarro was able to take out what's her name, Ella Envy, enough for Becca to apply the World Tour on tour, which is the 450 splash, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, done. Our main event, we have the Battle of Technical Wrestling. We have the Ecstatic Crippler, Kevin Blackwood, and of course, coming from CLLL, Hechiseto. So you probably can guess this is going to be a great technical aspect. But in the end, it was Hechiseto who picked up the win with his submission, and just like that, Kevin Blackwood had no choice but to tap, and Hechiseto walked away with the win. So it was a pretty good show. So anyway, if any of you guys are interested in checking out, go on their YouTube channel and find it. You can see it right there. So that's pretty much it for this one. Let's move on with Prestige Wrestling. Okay, Prestige Wrestling with Nothing to Lose also took place in Las Vegas on the 17th of April. This is part, of course, of WrestleMania week, in case anybody asks. So let's begin with our first match. We have our tag team match, and we have Lyco's Gym, which is Lyco's Kid 1, and Lyco's Kid 2 taking on Sinner and Saint, Tracy Williams and Judas Icarus. So it was a pretty good match. I have to say, good opener, not to lie. I mean, these guys showed what great tag team matches should be, and they really were impressive. But however, this match ended with, of course, Sinner and Saint applying the fallen into onto Kid Lycos 2, and just like that, um, Tracy Williams picked up the pinfall onto Lycos Kid 2. 1, 2, 3. Just like that, Sinner and Saint picked up the win. And I think they're really stepping up into the right direction now that they broke ranks away from the current Prestige champion, Alan Angels. So they're doing pretty good. So we'll see where that goes from them. Our next match, we have bit of a lucha libre style. We have versus Japanese wrestling style. We have the King of Strange Style, Aries, and of course we have the Wagner brothers, Galeno del Mal and his big brother, Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. They take on Z-Brats from Dragon Gate, Ishin, Kota Minoura, and of course the Jedi from Dragon Gate, Shun Skywalker. So basically you can guess. Now we know those who follow Dragon Gate, Z-Brats are a heel faction based from Dragon Gate. They like to cheat their way through, but luckily none of that took place in this one. But it was Inshin who picked up the win. No, being Inshin who took the fall, thanks to Galeno the Mal, has always who's been very impressive of recent time. Picked up the win for himself and his teammates, and just like that, like they always say, Viva Mexico, cabrones. So just like that, Galeno the Mal picked up the win. Next up, we have Jordan Cruz versus Bodie Young Prodigy. So they were saying that Jordan Cruz was out for a while, but in this match was a very vicious moment. I mean, seems like Jordan Cruz came back with a vengeance in some capacity. But there were moments where this match should have ended. I mean, like, okay, look, you already got him down. He's already exhausted his whatever you put him through, but he decided to apply no more sorrow onto him, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, done. Next up, we have Adam Priest taking on Murder Grandpa, the King, Minoru Suzuki. Now, of course, if you know Minoru Suzuki, you know he expects you to hit him hard. If you don't hit him hard, well, he hits you really, 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 really hard, and you just stay down. Well, Adam Priest, not to mention he did his best, but it was not enough until Grandpa decided to put him in the Gotch style power driver, and just like that, 1, 2, 3. Thanks for coming, kid. Just like that. Next up, we have the Amatic Crippler, Kevin Blackwood, taking on Leon Slater. I mean, this match was pretty good. Like, I mean, Leon Slater, he is a young, talented wrestler. Kevin Blackwood, we have seen what he can do in the ring. But, however, there were great moments where you would not expect a whole lot. But Kevin Blackwood, in fact, picked up the win by applying the double foot stomp. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, walked away with the win. Next match, we have an 8-person tag match. Now, I did not say 8-man or 8-woman, 8-person tag match. Basically, we have men and women involved. First team, we have Drelks, Matt Brannigan, and Ultra Power, consistent of Amira and Jaden. They take on Tate Mayfairs, Evan Rivers, Von Vertigo, and Zaya Brookside. However, this match was treated more like USA versus the Brits in some ways, because these guys are from the UK, in case anybody asks. And I'm sure many of you would say, of course, USA is going to win this one. That's how it works. Well, it did not do any well because it was Evans that picked up the win when he applied a moonsault onto Amira. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, done. Next up, we have Michael Oku coming from all the way from Rev Pro. He takes on, of course, ELP, El Fantasmo. Good match, I'm not going to lie. It was a pretty good one. Now, they have faced each other before in Rev Pro on many occasions, but this is the first time they face each other outside of Rev Pro. But in the end, it was El Fantasmo who picked up the win when he applied the Thunder Kiss 86, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, se acabó. Now, our next match, we have women's tag team match. We have Nicole Matthews. She teams up with Smiley Kylie Ray. They take on the Inspiration, Jessica McKay and Cassie Lee, formerly known as the Iconics. So that's right, the same ones. Now, if many of you who may not know this, I reported it a long time ago that they were going to be part of this, and they were in the main event. Now, it's been a while since we've seen them wrestle. I mean, they're no longer in TNA. There were rumors about them maybe possibly returning to WWE. Who knows how things are for them. But it's great to see them, not going to lie. But in the end, of course, it was McKay who picked up the win onto Nicole Matthews. And just like that, the Inspiration picked up the win. Now, our main event is the Prestige Championship. Calvin Tankman challenges for this belt against Alan Angels, or formerly known as 5. Well, you probably can guess how this is going to go. I mean, Alan Angels, who's been doing whatever it takes to ensure he will not lose the belt. However, without the help of Sinner and Saint, you may have thought, okay, Calvin Tankman will lose it. But unfortunately, Jordan Cruz showed up and helped Alan Angels to retain the belt. And just like that, of course, Alan Angels put Calvin Tankman in the Halo Strike, and then 1, 2, 3, done. So basically now Alan Angels has another lackey on his side just to ensure he does not lose the Prestige Championship. So better luck next time, as we always say, because I'm sure Prestige fans want to see another champion. But yeah, so we're done with Prestige. Let's move on with Ring of Honor. Okay, last review, Ring of Honor. Now, normally we know Ring of Honor happens on a Thursday, but for whatever reason, they decided to release it a day after it. I don't know, because AEW, they had the 2-day event with AEW with Dynamite and Collision, and they just didn't want to overshadow it. So I just don't know what was the purpose, but it didn't matter because, in fact, I got to see it. I don't know if you guys saw it, but let's begin exactly how it starts. Our opening match, we have the Infantry, members of Shane Taylor Promotions, Carly Bravo and Sean Dean, and of course, Shane Taylor and of course Lee Moria were there. But however, Commander and Bandito know they got their numbers game, so that pretty much tells it all. The possibility that Shane Taylor and Lee Moria would try to do whatever it takes to make their point that they are the ones that run Ring of Honor. But unfortunately, things did not go according to plan because Shane Taylor tried to get involved. Well, thanks, Commander, for taking him out. But Commander was not done yet. He took out not only Shane Taylor, he took out Lee Moriarty and Sean Dean, leaving Bandito to finish the job by taking out Carly Bravo with the 21 plex. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, done. Now, our next match is for the ROH World 6-Man Tag Team belts. We have Dustin Rhodes teaming up with the Von Erichs, Ross, and Marshall, taking on MXM Collection and Johnny TV. Now, remember, for a while now, Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara had to deal with the shenanigans from MXM Collection. Now, remember, Sammy had to face the problem that they stole his tag team belts, claiming that they were the undisputed champions. Now, they lost it twice to them, and they tried to reclaim it. And then recently, of course, Sammy and Dustin teamed up with Willie Mack to take on Johnny and MXM. Well, they stole one of the 6-man tag belts from Dustin. It was like, here we go again with this shenanigans. However, of course, Dustin said, we're going to deal with this sooner or later. And that's exactly what they tried to do. But, however, of course, you cannot deny the fact of Dustin Rhodes, for a guy of his age who is determined to keep on going whatever is left in the tank, and the Von Erichs, because of their lineage, they were able to pick up the win thanks to Dustin with the final reckoning onto Johnny TV. And just like that, Dustin Rhodes regained his belt back from them. And I'm sure that MXM Collection and what's his name, Johnny TV, are crying like little girls. Now, speaking of Dustin Rhodes, as you know, his tag team partner, as a member of the Son of Texas, he takes on Lee Johnson. So basically, nothing too special. But of course, you know that Blake Christian will try to get involved. But luckily, Sammy was able to pick up the win by pinfall, and just like that, it was over. But instead, of course, he got attacked by Blake Christian, and both Johnson and Christian attacked them. Dustin Rhodes tried to fight them off, but all of his son, MXM Collection, and Johnny TV decided to attack, and then the Von Erichs even showed up, so it was way too much in the number of games. It appears that they have a long-standing frustration towards Sammy and Dustin. So I wouldn't be surprised if they are targeted all four of them for their belts. So that's something we could see down the road, but only time will tell. Now, our next match, we have tag team match, and we have Rosario Grillo and John Cruz taking on the Dark Order, Alex Reynolds and Evil Uno. So nothing too special, but this match was ended thanks to a gory special onto Cruz, but it was picked up by pinfall by Uno. However, as soon as the match was over, here comes the frat house with three new guys coming their way, and those guys is, let me pull out the names, it's in the next page. We have Charles Mason, Love Doug, and TJ Crawford. Of course, Evil Uno and Alex Reynolds were watching this because they probably want to see what's going on. But in the end, it was, of course, a discus lariat onto Love Doug by Vance, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. However, they decided to beat up their opponents a little further until Uno and Reynolds had enough, so they decided to step up. Now, for those who know this, Tony Khan has announced during a show that there's going to be a brand new championship in Ring of Honor, the ROH Women's Pure Championship, and there's going to be a crowning champion, and they chosen the two competitors that will be facing it. We have Queen Aminata and Serena Deeb, and of course Lex Lanier took the assignment to do an interview about them, what this means for their career to become the first ever. Now, personally, for me, I would think Serena Deeb will win it because we know she is a good technical wrestler and all that, but we yet to see Queen Aminata. We know she has changed a lot. We've seen her with some submission moves in the past, recently, but we'll see where that goes. So the real question is, who will walk out? And I think this match will probably happen in Supercard of Honor next month. So we'll stay tuned for that. Our next match, if you guys are big fans of Lucha Libre, we have 6-man tag team match. We have Barbero Calvenario, Euphoria, and what's his name? Zondakan Jr. They take on Atlantis Jr., Fuego, and Esfinge. So you know how Lucha Libre is. If you guys are fans of that, you know they go do some crazy high spots. But in the end, it was Atlantis Jr. who picked up the win when he applied the Frog Splash on Euphoria, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, done. So practically, that's how the entire show ends. So we are now officially done with reviews. Let's move on with news updates. Okay, so let's begin with some news updates. Now, mostly we got stuff coming for next month all the way to July. First, we have House of Glory with Waging War. As you know, they announced this event. This will happen on May 9th. However, they announced a match into this. We have Indy Hartwell taking on Miyu Yamashita. First time ever. That's going to be an epic match. Can't wait to see it. Now, more names are being added for the upcoming Canadian promotion, Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling with Northern Rising, that will take place on the 10th of May. David Finlay, the leader of the War Dogs, will be participating. However, another name has been added in the 20-man championship gauntlet match that will take place. We have Brent Banks. Brent Banks, he is participating. Now, the Crash, which is a promotion based out of Tijuana, Mexico, right across the border from us, they just announced another name to participate on May 16th. He is Microman. Yep, Microman is going to be involved. And then finally, another collaboration between West Coast Pro, Deadlock Pro Wrestling, and Prestige Wrestling will take place in the summer on the 26th of July, called Cruel Summer. And the name they added for this show, many of you know him, and I just mentioned his name recently, Cedric Alexander. So yes, so he'll be participating in the show. So that's pretty much it for the upcoming events. Let's talk about certain developments. Many of you may heard Sarah Stocks, who originally is working as a producer and coach with AEW. They just recently announced that she was let go from the company. No specifics on why, but I wouldn't be surprised if she does go back with WWE. That's what she was been doing. She was a coach at the Performance Center, from my understanding. I wouldn't be surprised if they give her job back then, but we'll see. Wrestling Observer has reported more details on Mariah May. Many of you may have heard that her contract with AEW is almost coming up. They reports that there is no signs that she wants to sign a new deal. So most likely she could go to WWE, because whatever storyline they had with her, with her and Tony Storm, it's probably ended, and I think it was more like, okay, it's time for her to move on. So we'll see what happens, but I'm sure AEW were trying to give her another deal, but looks more like Mariah may have no interest anymore. But we'll see what happens from there. But as of right now, we are now officially done with our news updates and everything else. So let's call it a day. Okay, so hope everybody enjoys this episode. If you guys haven't seen Pandemonium Pro Wrestling or Prestige Wrestling's on the recent events, you can go see those for free on YouTube, so go check it out. Now, for our next episode, as you probably can guess, we have Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania Night 1. So I may do Stand and Deliver. WrestleMania Night 1, that's going to be a different story. We won't see. There are still some events I haven't catched up yet. I may have to save those for another time. I'm not 100% sure yet, because of course there's a lot of wrestling that's been taking place throughout the entire week, and I have to catch up with All Japan Pro Wrestling with the Carnival of Champions, which is a very long one in case anybody asks. There's some Noah events and all that, but we'll see how things will progress, so don't hold your breath yet, but let's see how things will turn. But Stand and Deliver is a priority, so we'll see where that goes. But as of right now, I'll see you guys in the next DWZ time. Same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye. And have a nice day. Bang.